The twisted tale of alleged corruption and mystery begins as a police chase on a hot, sticky summer night in Wilson, Oklahoma, when
this dark-colored Honda Accord sped into the parking lot. The driver of the vehicle spun the tires and then took off out of the parking lot, headed southbound towards Love County.
It's on. Carter County Sheriff's deputies radio neighboring Love County Sheriff's Department as the chase moves across county lines.
During the police chase, from my understanding, the sheriff of Love County told a deputy to call off the chase because he didn't want another one of his cars tore up.
The sheriff of Love County, Joe Russell, knows who's behind the wheel. His name is James Con Nip, just plain con to the locals and just plain trouble to deputies.
Nip had a history of spinning out his tires in front of police and then running from them.
Then as quick as it began, the chase is over. The taillight's last glimmer spotted by deputies as the car barrels down Long Hollow Road. And where that dirt road dead ends is where the disappearance of Molly Miller and Colt Haynes begins. Unbeknownst to deputies, Con isn't alone on his joyride. In the passenger seat is Colt Haynes, a happy-go-lucky guy.
He laughed a lot, and he laughed all the way through his face. His eyes laughed. He just lit up.
And in the back seat, Molly Miller.
She's just a bubbly little girl, who enjoyed life and enjoyed everybody. She's very compassionate toward people, If she sees somebody getting hurt, she's going to take up for them.
Just after midnight, the Love County 911 switchboard begins to light up.
There was no information transmitted. It was just a call into 911 and then she hung up.
More than a dozen 911 calls from Molly's cell phone.
I mean, there are calls every few minutes.
Yeah.
So how is it possible, with calls going on for hours every few minutes, that neither one of them could be found?
Right.
Then a call from Colt, his, goes through.
He was lost in the woods, laying in a creek bed. He didn't know where he was at, and that his ankle was broken and the bone was sticking out.
For some reason, Con dropped Molly and Colt in the woods off Long Hollow Road. That's where their friends go searching. But they come up empty. Around the same time, the 911 calls stop.
The last phone call was 9:39. From my understanding, at that point, around 10 o'clock in the morning, the phone went dead. Colt and Molly's about the same time were turned off.
Colt's buddies drive back to town where they find Con with no car, no Colt, no Molly, and no answers.
Con Nip, I think he's an evil person.
Molly and Colt's families claim they reach out personally to the Love County Sheriff, Joe Russell, for help.
Joe Russell refused to take the report. He said it wasn't his problem. Just by his actions alone and the fact that he wouldn't even take a police report, it was pretty quick that we figured out that this is something more than just Molly missing.
Oh, it's something more.
It was a big cover-up. It's been cover-up from day one.
But why in the world would the sheriff of Love County be covering for a criminal?
He's just a dirty cop.
Molly Miller and Colt Haynes are missing, vanished after an overnight police pursuit.
I actually found out she was missing by Facebook, and I contacted her mother and asked her what was going on.
Con Nip, the man allegedly driving Colt and Molly the night of the chase, isn't talking. But Nip is a guy with a long rap sheet of former convictions and a bad rep. Family members of the missing couple went to Love County Sheriff Joe Russell for help and claim he was trying to cover Con Nip's tracks. But why?
One of the obvious reasons is that he's related to James Con Nip. My understanding is that they're cousins.
That's right. Sheriff Russell and Con Nip are family.
He's just a dirty cop. He's kind of the overseer or the big boss.
But Colt and Molly's families refused to back down.
I just said, the heck with this. I said, let's go up there. Let's get some answers. We didn't care if we got killed. We didn't care.
The Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation is brought in.
The ultimate goal is to find Molly and to find Colt and to see to it that justice is done.
Turns out the sheriff had his own rap sheet with criminal charges for letting his son sell methamphetamine out of his home. According to arrest records, the sheriff's cousin, Con Nip, is part of that.
And basically, he had a previous charge for possession of controlled dangerous substance.
What was the sheriff doing in his house, and what connection does Con have to that? I mean, who are these people?
To me, they're thugs.
Now the FBI moves in, and their investigation leads to an indictment of Sheriff Joe Russell on several charges, including 2 counts of corruption in office and 2 counts of habitual or willful neglect of duty. There are even allegations of the sheriff bringing young girls in bikinis back to his house, supplying drugs and getting them to strip. A multi-county grand jury finds there's enough evidence of wrongdoing to prosecute the case. Great news for Molly's family.
I was very elated the day he was arrested.
And Colt's sister hoped the arrest would lead to the break they've been waiting for.
I think he is a factor in the cover-up of their disappearance.
The sheriff's charges weren't related to the disappearance of Colt and Molly, and he has never been charged with any crimes in their disappearance. Then, Con Nip is also arrested and charged with endangering others while eluding police. And the sheriff is let out of jail while awaiting trial. We hope to get some answers of our own.
So we, of course, are looking for Joe Russell, the former sheriff of Love County, and this is what we believe to be his home. So we're going to knock and see what the sheriff has to say for us. Joe? Joe Russell? Hey, Joe Russell. Come in?
Go in.
Our private security, with our camera crew, suspects danger on the other side of the door and warns us to back off.
Sir, I feel more comfortable if you open the door.
I'm not opening the door. I ain't got nothing to say.
Well, sir, is there anything that you can tell us about the disappearance of Molly and Colt?
You stand on the porch all you want, but I ain't talking.
Well, sir, I can hear you, so you can just talk to me through the door.
No, I'm not saying no more.
But, sir, there are some serious charges against you. I mean, the charges are serious, accusing your son of running drugs out of here.
Sheriff Joe Russell wasn't talking to us, but he eventually did face multiple charges, including 2 counts of corruption in office and 2 counts of willful neglect of duty.
Do you think we're going to find out a lot more about the alleged corruption?
I really think so. I think there's going to be a lot more to it than just what we've heard so far.
And Molly may be a part of that.
Yeah, maybe.
I believe, with Joe's arrest especially, that we're going to get the tip we need to bring Molly and Colt home.
And there's one tip that might be the tip that breaks this missing persons case wide open.
This person certainly could. This person's in a position that she might know a lot of information about what happened to Molly and Colt.
So who is this person who could finally solve the mystery? As of now, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is protecting her identity. Joe Russell ended up taking a plea deal on his charges. His cousin Con Nip was convicted of possession of a controlled dangerous substance and endangering others while eluding police. He spent a total of 4 years in prison before being released. And while he's remained silent about the night he took Molly and Colt for a drive, he has never been charged with their disappearance. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has taken over the investigation and is actively working the case.
I'd like to say to anybody that knows what happened to come forward, say something. Just tell us where they are. We just want to bring them home. We can't live like this anymore.
If you have any information on this case, please call the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation at 800-522-8017. You can also contact the True Crime News tip line at 888-845-7555.